Hello everyone and welcome to a new series of video about a new feature of Babylon.js 4.2, the particle editor. It was a very interesting time to come to the office, to be honest with you. No one around with this coronavirus stuff, but that should not stop us to communicate about Babylon.js. So here am I. We just shipped 4.1, Babylon.js 4.1. It was a tremendous success. I'm pretty proud of it. And now we are entering the release cycle for 4.2. And among all the features we're gonna have to add to Babylon.js 4.2, one of them is the one I'm working on, which is the particle editor. So let's switch directly to the playground here. So I prepared a very, very simple playground with just a sphere that you can see at the center of the screen here. The inspector that can be opened, if you don't know, by going to this gear icon and clicking on inspector here, will now let you edit and create particle system. So if you right click on particle system here, you're gonna create a new particle system, okay? This new particle system will be configurable through this new UI that you have here. So there are a few information. So just a side note, there is a tiny bug that I'm gonna fix soon. There is twice the name capacity. The first capacity is the maximum number of particles that the system can animate, and the second one should not be capacity but active count. And that's, so far we have around 30 particles live. We're gonna just boost that a little bit through one of the options we have here, the emission. During the emission, I can say, okay, instead of 30, I want like 150 particles. You can go crazy, like 1,500, but let's say just 150. It's perfectly fine so far. Okay, there are plenty of properties and we're gonna see some of them. For instance, I'm gonna change the max lifetime. Every property in Babylon.js for the particle system can be picked as a random value between two values. For instance, here, the lifetime, it's between 1 and 1. So the particle will live during 1 frame. But you may want to add more life, more randomness into that. So you can say instead of between 1 and 1, and could it be 1 and 2. So before changing that, let me just back off a little bit so we're gonna see it. So you see that all the particles die at the same position, right? We're gonna change the lifetime of the particle, so it will be between 1 and 2. So some will go during 2 frames, and some will go just during 1 frame, and some will be in between, okay? And that's the beauty of the particle system that we have in Babylon.js. You can create this sense of chaos by just playing with the random value. Same for the size. Let's say the size so far is 0.1. I want to go a little bit crazy by saying 0.1 and 0.2. So we have some particles that will be smaller than others, and some will leave less time than others. So this kind of chaos will bring life to our particle system. I'm gonna also change a little bit the color. Same idea here, I would say. The color will be picked between color 1 and color 2 at the creation time of the particle. And here I'm gonna say it's gonna be between white and red, okay? And so you're gonna see some will be red, some will be white, and some will be in between like pink, okay? The dead color of the particle is very important. So the particle will evolve from the chosen color at the creation time towards the color dead. So I'll say I want a black color. So you're gonna see the particle will just disappear because they will become more black and black. Why they disappear with a black color? Simply because we decided that the blend mode of the particle is 1,1, meaning that you take the background 1, you take the particle color and you add them. So if the particle is black, then 1 plus whatever, it's whatever, okay? 0 plus whatever is whatever. So when they die, they just disappear. If it was a multiply, it's completely different, right? Because we multiply the color by the background, so the particle will become just darker and they will just disappear, right? They will not disappear, they will stay black as they are. There is also alpha component here, that's why they are still disappearing, because alpha of black is 0 as well, so black is 0, 0, 0, and alpha at 0, so that's why we see the multiply that make them disappear. Let's go back to 1.1. All right, so I'm pretty happy with what I have here, and you could now say you want to save it, and it's gonna save it. I clicked, yes, I clicked, and you're gonna save it. Let me remove the picture in picture and just switch to the desktop here. Here as a particle file, so see number 2 here. All right, so you will be able to load that back afterwards. Let me restart my playground. So I'm getting rid of my particle system. I'm going to add a new one, and I'm going to load what I just saved. So the number 2 here. All right. And see, it's working. That being said, if you are in a playground, it's not in your code, right? And you may be interested to have that in your code. So let's wipe that for a while and say, okay, here, how can I get my JavaScript, my particle system back? You can do that by calling a feature of the particle system itself. So let's say var system is equal to babylon.particlesystem.parse, and the parse will expect a JSON object representing the file content itself. So let me open the Explorer here. Let me open the file we just saved into code, for instance, and I'm just gonna copy paste the content of that file. And you see it's a JSON file, just nothing very fantastic here. It's not rocket science. So var JSON is equal to exactly what I just loaded from my Visual Studio Code. Obviously, if it's a file, you can also use Xhatcher, Xhatcher to request the file from a server. So that's another option. Later on, we will introduce in the particle editor the support for the snippet ID. So you will be able to load your particle system from the snippet server. You will be able to save it to the snippet server. The same way you can save snippet for the playground, you will be able to save your particle to the snippet server and then get them back just using a ID. So far, it's not implemented yet, and it's just fresh from the oven. Here, I'm gonna just say, okay, load this JSON file and create a particle system for me. This is the hosting scene. And the third parameter is, do you want to change the path to load assets like texture, for instance? And the answer is no. I'm gonna just keep mine. And if you run that, you can see that now we got our particle system back. And now you can see it here. And something we just saw before. It's editable like before, and you can play with it. You can obviously stop it. And the system is stopping, meaning that it will let the particle die and then stop. And then you can start it again, obviously. And if you are not happy with it, you can just dispose it. Thank you very much. Have a very good day. Stay safe and see you soon for the next video of this series. Goodbye.